Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X researcher and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled "The Sun is No Longer Shining." And in article 340 entitled "Solar Observatory Evacuated, What Did They Discover About the Sun?" I detailed the evidence for the sun having been weakened by the dead stars that have been invading our solar system since at least 1850, as this was when noctilucent clouds were first observed. And for more details on that, you may look at article 272 entitled "Noctilucent Clouds and Planet X Debris in the Earth's Atmosphere." I call the system to which these objects belong the Planet X system of stellar cores. I wrote in that article that the sun is now no longer shining and that the images provided by satellites of the sun are most likely old, perhaps several years old. I also wrote about the fact that even space weather can be artificially simulated. Because the sun is no longer shining, the powers that be have replaced it with sun simulators. And since the moon and the planets will also not be visible if the sun is no longer shining, these have also been replaced in our skies by moon and planet simulators. Some of the evidence for that is provided here. As you can see, this is a hexagonal sun, therefore a device, a simulator, and it's surrounded by multicolored additional light sources and multiple other disc-shaped devices. And some seem to have holes in the form of some array pattern. And these are all clearly artificial and not what our real sun could possibly be like. The photograph was taken by Scott Sion, and this one was taken by Andrew from the Boogeyman channel. And as you can see, this is the moon simulator. This does not look like the moon at all. This looks like a holographic projection onto a screen. And you can even see that the colors have separated. There's more blue on one side and more yellow on the other. So a clear indication that this is a holographic projection. Now, one of the ways that anyone can see that the sun is no longer shining upon the Earth's atmosphere is by looking straight upwards during the day. Whether it is the middle of the day and the sun is just above our heads or close to sunrise or sunset, the sky above our heads will be darker blue than anywhere else. However, with the sun illuminating the atmosphere, the sky close to the sun's position is supposed to be lighter blue. So this is what we are observing. And that is if there aren't too many clouds in the sky. If we look straight up, you will notice that the sky right above your head will be darker than anywhere else, even if the sun is in the midday position. This is not what it's supposed to be like. This part of the sky is supposed to be much lighter than anywhere else because the sun is supposed to be illuminating it. But this is not what's happening. And even if the sun is in the sunset position, we'll still have this portion right above our heads that will be darker. And what's supposed to happen then is the sky on the other side should be darker blue. So the sky should be getting darker as we look further and further away from the sun's position. But this is not what's happening at all. The sky above our heads is always darker. And that shows us that this is not the object illuminating our atmosphere at all. It's not the sun, and this is not the real sun. This is a simulator. And so this means our atmosphere is not being illuminated from above. So this is because the sun seen by is not what is illuminating the sky. As I said, both the sky and the sun seems to be a holographic projection. The source for both seems to be a source which is in orbit around the Earth, which is most likely powered by the ionosphere. Now, the reason why the sun is dark above our heads is because the atmosphere is being artificially illuminated, as I said, so that only the bottom part of the atmosphere is getting illumination. And this illumination is coming from within the atmosphere. This illumination seems to come from the main sun simulator, which appears to be in orbit, but it is spread through the atmosphere through a holographic projection system. When we look straight upwards, we see less of this illumination because there is only a thin layer of illuminated atmosphere above our heads, and that's illustrated here. So you can see the length of the atmosphere we're looking through if we look straight up is much less than the length that we will look through if we look horizontally across towards the horizon. So this means that because the illumination is actually within the atmosphere, that there will be much less illumination in this atmosphere that we're looking through if we look straight up than what there is if we look lengthways this way towards the horizon. So this means that the sky simply looks darker if we look straight up. And of course, that also means that the sun cannot be illuminating the atmosphere from above the atmosphere. It's not the sun. The illumination is not coming from the sun. It's coming from within the atmosphere itself through the holographic projection system. Now, I first noticed the darkness in the sky above my head in 2016, but it didn't seem to be happening all the time then. Now it is. This would indicate that the sun was turning on and off in 2016. Now it is off permanently. In conclusion, the fact that the sky is now permanently dark above our heads, even when the sun is close to the midday position, indicates that the sun is not illuminating the Earth's atmosphere, but that the light is coming from within the atmosphere and is provided by the sky simulation system situated within the Earth's atmosphere, with perhaps some parts in orbit. This suggests that the sun is no longer emitting visible light, which would therefore make observing the real moon and planets impossible, as these only become visible when there is sunlight for them to reflect. And those are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.